Hi, students. You aren't going to believe these next two chapters. This is where, when we talk about in a book, it getting to the climax, like we've been learning, building. We're on that roller coaster. Well, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, this is definitely the climax of this story for the next couple times I read to you. And then we'll kind of find out how it all wraps up. But I'm going to leave you on a couple really good cliffhangers here. I sound like I just woke up. I did. So, chapter 28. How can they expect us to get ready for the competition in such a short time? Crazy. Plane tickets, permission slips, paperwork, and so much practice. Practice every day for close to 2 weeks. Study every evening with Mrs. V. Words, cities, states, countries, capitals, oceans, rivers, colors, diseases, weather, numbers, dates, animals, kings, queens, birds, insects, wars, presidents, planets, authors, generals, laws, quotations, measurements, equations, definitions. My head is spinning nonstop with facts and figures, but I am ready. Our team is ready. Mr. D has kept his promise. The 6 highest scorers from all of our practice rounds were announced at the last practice session a few days ago. Of course, just like the other kids, I'd been keeping a mental tally of everyone's points, so I was pretty sure I was one of the on-air contestants, not an alternate. Mr. Deming was glowing with anticipation as he made the announcement. He paced nervously. A little more and he would have been dancing. Here we go, he said. I feel like we need a drum roll or something. Just read the list, Connor said impatiently. Mr. Deming said slowly, the 6 members of the Championship Spalding Street Elementary School quiz team are, and there he paused. I thought Connor was going to throw something at him. Rose, Connor, Melody, Elena, Rodney, and Molly. Claire and Amanda will be alternates. I'm an alternate, Claire gasped. Molly beat you by 2 points, Claire, Mr. D explained, but you do still get to come and cheer with us and tour the city. But it was me who helped her study, Claire said with outrage in her voice. That's not fair. I just shook my head and smiled a little. There's so much Claire does not understand about fair. Molly looked smug and not at all sorry. Her mother came to pick her up, and practice was over. The competition is tomorrow, Thursday evening. Assuming we win, we have the Good Morning America appearance on Friday, followed by a trip to the White House, more sightseeing in Washington, D.C. on Saturday, and we return home on Sunday. On Monday, hopefully we return to school as national champions, with a trophy. So tonight we pack. I have never been on a trip away from home before, so we have some serious planning to do. I'm excited, nervous. Dad bought me a bright red suitcase with wheels. It smells like the inside of a new car, and touching it makes me smile. Mom and I went shopping yesterday, something we don't do much anymore. She let me choose some new outfits, jeans. None of those practical baggy sweatpants for this trip. As we rolled down the hall, we passed a card shop. I had a brainstorm and tapped on my board. Go in. Get card, please. For who? Mom said as we wheeled in there. Catherine, I typed, to thank her for helping me get ready. Very grown-up of you, Mom said, pleased. And one for Mrs. V, too, I tapped. Absolutely. The card we found for Mrs. V could not have been more perfect. The front was completely covered with hundreds of oranges except for one blue one in the middle, and inside it said, You're 1 in a million. Thanks. She's gonna love it, Mom said. For Catherine, I picked out a card that showed a desk full of computers and MP3 players and video games, and a young woman connected to all of them with earphones, and it said, Glad you're always there to plug into me. Thanks for all you do. You couldn't have designed these cards better yourself, Mom said as she paid for the cards. Yep, they were perfect. Around 7 o'clock, the doorbell rings. It's Mrs. V coming over to help with final packing preparations. She and Mom make a great team. I have a checklist according to Mr. Deming's suggestion. Black skirt and white blouse for the competition. Check, Mrs. V says as she folds those 2 things into the suitcase. Check, Penny mimics. Extra white blouse just in case, Mom says. Good idea, Mrs. V nods. Mom carefully folds in 2 more shirts and my favorite pair of jeans. Comfortable outfits for sightseeing in Washington. Spending money for souvenirs, camera, and sunglasses. Check, 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 Mrs. V repeats. Pajamas, toothbrush, deodorant, hair clips. All there. A jacket, no telling what March weather will do. Jack, Penny cries. Power pack for the Metatalker. Extra batteries, tissues, and wipes. Got it? Umbrella. For you or Melody, Mrs. V says with a laugh. Do you have your bag packed? I'm just about ready, but I'm nervous too, Mom pauses. You're the best, by the way, Violet. I know Penny's going to be safe with you while we're gone. And Butterscotch, I interrupt. They both laugh. Mom continues. Frankly, without you, there is no way Melody would be packing for this trip. Get card, Mom, I type. I reach my bag to my hand to the side, but I can't touch the edge of my book bag hanging from my chair. Mom reaches into my bag, pulls out an envelope, and sets it on the tray. I push it toward Mrs. V. She opens it, reads it, and squeezes my hand so hard I can hardly catch my breath. This one goes on the refrigerator door, she says quietly. I want to look at it every single day. She busies herself with dusting a pair of my shoes that I've never taken a step with. I'm a little scared, I type. Nonsense, Mrs. Mellow Yellow, Mrs. V tells me. I fully expect to see you on Good Morning America with a 10-foot trophy. That would be awesome, I type. Now, tell me one more time, Mrs. V says to Mom. What time does the plane leave for tomorrow? Penny, take out Melody's underwear off your head, you silly girl. Mom checks her papers. Let's see, the plane leaves at noon. That means we should get there by no later than 9, get to the airport by 10, get all checked in, make sure the wheelchair is properly taken care of, and then we can relax until it's time to board the plane. Mrs. V scratches her head. I wonder why they chose a noon flight. That will get you to Washington around 2. The competition starts at 7. That's cutting it a little close. Mr. Deming told us the hotel has a late check-in. The TV studio is just across the street from the hotel, so we shall be fine. Mrs. V closes and zips my suitcase. I feel tears coming to my eyes. I still just can't believe this is happening. In one day, I will be in Washington, D.C., on national TV. I pray I don't screw this up. I want to call Rose and see if she's nervous too. I want to ask her what she's wearing to the White House. What if we met the First Lady? That would be amazing. I want to know if we'll be sitting near each other on the plane. I want to be like all the other girls. I didn't sleep well that night. In the morning, Mom gets me bathed and dressed and fed in record time while Dad gets Penny ready. Go see plane fly? She says over and over. Fly! Wee! Dad says as he flies her around the room. She loves that. We head outside and Mrs. V hurries over, camera in hand. She snaps pictures of me getting strapped in, my suitcase being loaded, and my brave and hopeful victory smile. Then she does it all over again with Dad's camcorder. No, we will never forget this morning. Penny darts all about, chasing Butterscotch, running in circles around the car, which is washed and shined. Mom is dressed in a cool suit and, surprisingly, a pair of Nikes. Loads our bags into the car, and we're ready to go by 8:45. Dad takes Butterscotch back in the house and locks the front door on his way out. Are we all set? He says. Let's do it, Mom yells. Even Penny feels the excitement. She's clapping her hands, and I can't stop grinning. Even though I know we have plenty of time to get to the airport, I keep wanting Dad to drive faster. I'm so afraid we'll miss the plane, or that I forgot the tickets, or that I'm going to throw up and we have to go back home. At the airport, we have no problem finding a row of handicapped parking places. Unload me, my chair, the bags, Penny and Doodle. Mrs. V takes more and more photos. It seems like hours, but in minutes, we're at the check-in gate. Mrs. V pushes me, Mom carries Penny, and Dad pulls a cart loaded with luggage and Doodle. It's 10 o'clock on the dot. Hi, Mom says, as we carefully cheers. I'm sorry, I'm going to start that over. Hi, Mom says cheerfully to the uniformed lady in the desk. We're here to check in for the noon flight to Washington, D.C. She hands the ladies our tickets. The noon flight, the lady says with a frown. She types and clicks, purses her lips, and types some more. Finally, she looks up. I'm sorry, ma'am, but that flight was canceled. We had loads of cancellations tonight. There's a winter storm in the Northeast that's causing all kinds of backups all over the country. Canceled? My stomach starts to gurgle. Snow? Mom's voice sounds strange, but the weather is clear and sunny here. They have 5 inches of snow on the ground in Boston, and they're predicted for far more this afternoon. The FAA isn't letting planes take off in weather like that, so the whole system is messed up. Planes that were due to arrive here and return east got canceled, meaning our afternoon flights can't depart. It's complicated, but I'm sorry. The desk agent is typing rapidly. She tells Mom, I can get you and your daughter on the next flight out. However, it leaves at 7:23 tonight, and we'll get you to Washington at 9:07. The Weather Service has predicted that the storm system will have fizzled by then, and we can start getting folks where they need to be. Actually, tomorrow it's just going to rain. My heart is pounding. Would you like to rebook? She says with a smile. She doesn't understand. The competition starts at 7, Mom says. Excuse me, I didn't hear you, the desk agent said. I feel like I can't breathe. Mom speaks a little louder. What about the rest of our group? We're traveling, a whole school group of children. Quiz team. They were booked on this flight. We've got a competition this evening. Oh, I remember those kids. They were here early this morning. Great group. Polite and well-mannered. They told me all about the competition and the huge trophy they were hoping to bring home. They came here early, Mom says. It seems like they all went to breakfast together, then came straight here. It's a good thing they did, or they wouldn't have gotten out. Where are they? Mom said. Oh, they switched to the 9 o'clock flight, the last plane that got out before the flight started getting canceled. They had to run to their gate, but they made it just in time. I made sure of it. She looked down at her computer. Yep, that flight left about an hour ago. They're gone? Mom whispered. I feel like I'm going to choke. Are you and your family going to D.C. to cheer them on? The woman still doesn't get it. No, Mom says. My daughter, she's on that team. We have to get to Washington. Isn't there another flight? Maybe on another airline? The woman looks at me and blinks. She's on the... She starts to ask, but then catches herself and brings her gaze back to the monitor. She begins typing furiously once more. I can hear her fingernails as they click on the keys. Dad places both hands on the ticket counter and he leans in at the agent. I have never seen my dad so angry. How could this happen? Shouldn't we have been notified that our flight was canceled? We try, sir, but it's not always possible, the lady replies, sounding very sorry. We do always advise passengers call ahead and check on their flights. But this was the trip of our lifetime. You can't possibly understand how important this is to our daughter. I squeeze my eyes shut. Stupid elevator music is floating in the tiny airport speakers. I hear no beautiful colors. I smell no lovely smells. All I can see is darkness behind my eyeballs. I am really, really sorry, the lady says. What about a connecting flight? We must get her to Washington this afternoon. The woman types and clicks for what seems like hours, and finally she looks up. There are no other flights to D.C. No other airplanes, non-stop or otherwise. The weather has grounded everything. There will be nothing until later this evening. I am so sorry. I open my eyes and they are filled with tears. Dad walks away from the ticket counter, his face scrunched into a tight wrinkle, and then without warning, he smashes his fist right into the wall next to where I'm sitting. I jerk up and think, oh my goodness, that had to hurt. I should not have done that, he admits, holding one fist in the other. Well, if I could have smashed my fist into a wall, I would have done it as well. Mrs. V looks from Dad to me. I don't understand how this could have happened, she said to Mom. Couldn't someone from the quiz team have called you? Her voice could have crushed bricks. Maybe the teacher? There wasn't time, Mom said helplessly. At least that's what I'm hoping. Surely they didn't leave her behind on purpose. I could not take a single breath. I really do apologize, the gate agent finally says. I even checked airports with nearby cities. There are just no flights in this area until the evening. I have plenty of I have plenty of seats on the 7 o'clock flight if you want to book that. No, Mom says. It would be too late. The entire airport feels like a vacuum. There's no sound, no voices, no air. Mom walks slowly toward me. I sit there in my new blue and white outfit with matching tennis shoes next to my new shiny red suitcase, feeling very, very stupid and angry. How could they do this to me? And helpless. I hate this feeling, like when I was little and got stuck on my back like a turtle. There was nothing I could do. How long does it take to drive to DC? Mrs. V asks. I don't even look up. I know the answer. About 10 hours at least, Dad replies. Go fly airplane? Penny asks. No fly today, Dad says, touching her gently on with his good hand. Mom rolls me over to a bench on the other side of the check-in area. She's crying. I don't think I ever could breathe again. Mom hugs me. It's gonna be okay, sweetie. You're still the best, the smartest, the most wonderful girl in the whole world, and somehow we are going to get over this. Not me. Mrs. V is wiping her eyes as well. She sits on the bench and takes both of my hands in hers. Oh, baby girl, she says, I know this is hard. There is no way we can get you to Washington. I just sit there. The morning that started out feeling like crystal has turned to broken glass.